What's up, gang? Welcome back to my journey to the 800-meter state final. Today is, I think, day 30 or day. I honestly forgot. I haven't been keeping track for the past couple days. So yeah, I'll probably get back on that later. But as it stands, I don't know what day it is. But it's Sunday. It's the start of week 5, so it's a good week. But yeah, it's extremely cold outside, as you can see. There's crap ton of snow. I think it's in like the mid-20s right now. It's definitely below freezing. Whenever I was trying to get gas this morning for my car, the pump, like the one pump that I was at, wasn't working. And so I had to like back up and go to a different pump for some reason. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but that pump just like did not want to work. So I don't know. But yeah, it's getting to that point in the year where things are getting funky because it's getting so cold outside to where it's like really slow. You know, there's not that many people out on the street, which is pretty nice. But it's like absurdly cold outside. So lots of precautions to be taken. I'm actually really prepared today. I have these like thick work gloves, and I also have my soccer gloves stuffed inside of them for just a couple extra layers. I felt really warm like driving with them here, so I think I'll wear them on the run this morning, and it should keep my body relatively stable. As long as I keep moving, I should be okay, because this hoodie's relatively thick. The pants I'm wearing are pretty thick. I'm not wearing my toe shoes. Dude, I was wearing my toe shoes last night after I got off work, and it was still like snowing outside at that point. And I was like walking around and like stepping in some of the snow, and it was like just like getting in between the toes and the toe shoes. I was like, no. It wasn't too bad. Like my feet didn't get frozen, but it was still like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't wear these these in the snow. But yeah, the agenda for today overall is gonna be easy run, probably get like 3-ish miles in, 2.5, something like that. I have like 20-ish minutes until I have to be at work. I'm at the Recplex where I work at, so yeah, I'm just gonna run around here for a little bit, probably get like 2-3 miles. My new split for week 5 through, was it 12, I think, or something like that. For the next 8 weeks or so, I'm going to be following this new split that I've devised with ChatGPT. So yeah, it's an easy run today. I'm going to lift today. It's a little bit of a different sort of lift, which I think will be nice. And that's the day of training. But yeah, I was listening to this podcast with Bedros Keuilian and Nick Bears. Like, it's on Nick Bears' podcast, and I just found it super interesting. They're on the section about how, like, as a dude, or just in life in general, as a human, you need mission, purpose, and a team. Otherwise, you start digging holes in your life. And I was just thinking, like, because it's something I've been thinking about recently, like a lot of, at least in the past month, has been, what's my mission, what's the purpose, that sort of thing. And yeah, it's just kind of interesting because like on those days where I feel lost and I'm kind of distracted and I'm being pulled away from, a mission or whatever, and I don't have like a goal, my life just gets worse because I'm getting pulled away into these distractions that only make my life worse. So yeah, I think it's just interesting. But yeah, and I was also reading Unscripted some more today. I'll read some more when I'm at work whilst I'm on break and whatnot. But I was reading Unscripted by MJ DeMarco, and he was kind of mentioning how identity plays a role in life and like your success and whatnot. And it's like what you identify as will determine how you act, if that makes sense. And he kind of pulled the example from Atomic Habits, but he's kind of like connecting all the dots in my brain. It was really weird. But yeah, it's like if you're a smoker and you want to stop smoking, instead of trying to quit smoking, just be the person who doesn't smoke anymore. Like be a non-smoker instead of a smoker trying to quit, if that makes sense. And so he kind of cross that bridge over into like entrepreneurship. It's like, if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't call yourself and don't identify as an aspiring entrepreneur, right? Call yourself, like, say you are an entrepreneur, like genuinely, like, believe that in your mind, and your actions will follow suit, and then those actions will get you the results. And so I was just kind of thinking that made me reflect on, what do I identify myself as, like, what state am I in? And so I just thought, like, the first things that come to mind is like student, athlete, runner, that sort of thing. But strangely enough, like, vlogger or YouTuber didn't come up, and entrepreneur certainly didn't come up in the things that I think about myself as. So I'm thinking, if I can sort of shift my internal thoughts to be more of like, oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, I'll do this thing and do this thing, I'm thinking my actions will probably follow a little bit more suit to it. So yeah. And then eventually not eventually, but my actions will kind of follow suit with the identity, and it'll become this like reinforcing cycle. But yeah, that's enough yapping for now. It's time to go on the run because I'm running out of time. So with that, it's time to go on a cold run. Let's get after it, bro. All right, what's up? So I was just doing the run. I didn't make it that far. I made it about about half a mile before the ice on the ground, dude. Like, I almost ate shit like 3 times, dude. Like, I started slipping, and then so I moved away from the ice, and then I tried to start again, and then I almost ate shit a second time. So yeah, I think we're just gonna hold off on the easy run for now, and we'll just do it after we lift. I think that's probably the smarter idea, considering I don't want to, eat shit and get like a CTE or something like that from the concrete. So yeah, overall, it's really weird though, because like your heart rate stays super low when it's like cold outside, and so I was pretty chill, but I was also running like slower just because I didn't want to slip. But yeah, I'll catch you during the lift anyways. All right, here we are at the end of the day. So, as you can see, I'm a little bit sweaty. I haven't showered quite yet after the run on the treadmill that I just did. I didn't actually record any of it, but I ran for like 25-ish minutes, something like that. Just getting a little sweat and a little easy run in. I think I did it said 3 miles on the treadmill, so probably somewhere around there distance-wise. But yeah, just an easy run since it's dark outside right now. And I was waiting to use the treadmill for a while because my brother was doing some math tests downstairs where the treadmill is, and I was told like don't distract him, so I was like, okay, whatever. So I waited for a while, watched some YouTube, just kind of like messing around. I read a lot of this book. I probably got another eighth of the way through the book today, so unscripted. And it was kind of making you realize some things about this whole thing with the vlogs and whatnot, is that I should look to provide as much value as I can per video, because that's the thing that's gonna drive, like people thinking like, oh, this video is great or whatever. And I just think I'd also be more proud of myself. Like I'd be more proud of the videos that I put out if I actually put in as much effort as I could to making them as valuable as possible, And I think for the past few weeks, there've been some vlogs where I think like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good, but it wasn't my best work. And obviously, like, it's weird how whenever I put out something that I'm proud of, it generally does better. It's kind of weird. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best to. I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna restructure like the series name or whatever to be more of like, I don't know, like episode 1 or something, not like that, instead of like day whatever. Just because I may stop doing daily uploads and may instead go into like 3 days a week or something like that, just so I can put a little bit more time into the editing process and coming up with like genuine advice and whatnot that I can give. And it's this weird balancing act because I'm only 17, right? So I don't think I have a huge amount of advice to give, right? I can still share my perspective and whatnot, but I'm not like an expert by any means. And so I'm just kind of in this weird like middle zone of like being underskilled and just being not having much experiences, So I don't know. It's just this kind of weird dichotomy, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know. While at the same time, I also want to focus on my physical goals and share my experiences and, my thoughts. But this other idea came to my head of like, what if I channeled my thoughts and sort of pushed the flow of my thoughts to be more of things that are more valuable? That would be actually really good for me, because not only would the thoughts that I have be better, but I also want to get like as many negative thoughts. And it's not like I'm a super negative minded person, but I think if I shifted my thinking towards more valuable things, I'd get more ideas, I'd get more positive outcomes than, be staying where I'm at with my current brain, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. This book has been just inspiring some change. One quote that I really am trying to embody or implement in my own life from this book is, it said, change precedes change. And you have to be okay with being uncomfortable and kind of like pushing into something that's different, because that's the only way things become different, if that makes sense. I'm wishing for different outcomes. Well, that typically that's going to come from different inputs. So if I change the inputs, I'll get different outcomes most of the time. Or if I change they're still changing the input though, if you think about it. So yeah, I'm just trying to think how I can change my current inputs to be more so I can get better results from what I'm doing. So like training today, that's one thing where it's like, if I can train harder, I'm going to get better results, right? Like today's training session was actually so great, dude. I felt like that was probably I want to say one of the few, but that's one of the first workouts in a while that I felt like properly like worked out. And it only took like an hour of my time, which was also pretty awesome. It's like, because I don't want to spend a super long amount of time in the gym. I want to get in, I want to put in some work, and then I want to go. Whenever those workouts drag on for like 2 hours, dude, it's just like mentally fatiguing, thinking like, okay, I'm not done with this yet. What the heck? I'm not whenever I'm in the gym for like 2 hours, I don't even feel that good. Coming out, I'm like, dude, what did I even do in there? And I think with this new workout split that I'm running, I feel a lot better with it, because I'm just going like pedal to the metal. Like as soon as I feel like somewhat ready to do the next set, I'm gonna do the next set. Like I'm not even gonna worry about the freaking like rest intervals or whatever, because like I just need more of a training stimulus, if that makes sense. I just feel like I need to do more in order to get the results that I'm after. Especially with like today was more of like an endurance sort of day, where it's like, I'm not doing super heavy squats. I'm doing a lot of reps. Like I think I did 50 reps of bodyweight squats with not bodyweight, but like goblet squats with like a 15-pound medicine ball, and my legs were still good to go. Like I probably could have done way more. So I'm just thinking like, yeah, or even like I could have just like done the transitions faster. I'm thinking about that now. But yeah, it's like I like that workout a lot more, because I actually broke a sweat, which I haven't really broken that many sweats for workouts in a while, dude. Besides like the running workouts, but like the weightlifting stuff, I've barely broken a sweat in a while, and that's the first time in a while that it's happened. And it's like, now like, okay, I put in the work. So yeah, I'm gonna try and just replicate that more with the other weightlifting sessions that I do in the week, and I'm just gonna try and go as hard as possible, because I think that's the way we get better, is just changing the input to be 1,000%, as hard as I can go. Not to the point to where I get injured, but as much as I can. So yeah. But going back to the other inputs of like, the podcast that I'm somewhat starting up right now, these YouTube videos, that sort of thing, it's got to be more more valuable, because a great example from this book Unscripted that he brought up was, it's called the cancer corollary. Dude, I gotta work on my articulation, bro, my enunciation. But basically, it's like, if you were diagnosed with cancer, what would your how would your buying habits reflect it, right? Reflect at the moment. And there was this like cure for cancer, and it only costed $5,000. Like that's That's the example used in the book. If you were diagnosed with cancer and then someone made a cancer cure and it was only $5,000, would you buy it? And then he runs through this list of like, okay, imagine it was some average Joe who came up with this cancer cure, but it still cured cancer, right? You knew it did, right? Now imagine it was some high school dropout who failed PE class. Are you still gonna buy the cancer cure even though like it works 100%? Okay, it's a cancer cure. It will stop you from dying, right? It'll give you it will make you live as long as you can without cancer, right? And then also imagine like this dude, I don't know, he's just some random average dude, right? It doesn't really matter who he is. The product itself has the value, right? So you're gonna buy it. And imagine if it was a video how how to cure cancer, right? You would click on that video, right? It's because the product itself had the value, it had the perceived value, and you want to get that, right? Because it's valuable to you. So I'm just trying to think about that, and it's like, am I being helpful? Is it, like the things that I'm doing, is it valuable to other people? Am I actually being inspiring? Am I actually giving, I don't know, my perspective, my thoughts in like an insightful way or something like that? I'm just trying to think about that. And I get that like this probably isn't a great example of that because I'm just kind of yapping about what I learned, but yeah. That's just something I've been thinking about with, by reading this book. Is just this idea of like value, and because he also brought up in the book this example of this one like aspiring entrepreneur guy who started a blog, and he just posted all about him, me, this, like, look at my garage, guys. Like that kind of thing. It's like, oh. And it kind of just made me think about what I'm doing right now. It's like, oh, it's all about me, haha. And like, I don't want it necessarily to be that way. I want it to be like I'm talking about something that's helpful, like, fitness and becoming like just a more intelligent human being, that sort of thing. So yeah. I don't know. I honestly don't know, man. There's a lot of things kind of going on in my brain right now that is in life about what I'm doing and success. Because it's like, dude, it's like a slow process, but dude, I want to win, bro. I want to get the results. But I know there's a process to it. And I know that I actually, like, there's some level of discomfort that I have to go through to achieve it. It's just annoying. But this is what hard feels like, I guess. That's what Alex Hormozi says, dude. It's like when you're frustrated and you find it difficult and all of this stuff is kind of confusing. This is what hard feels like. Fuck. It's me realizing, bro. This is like the second time in a week that that it's like, dude, I have to work harder, bro. Oh, that requires me to work harder. Oh my god. Dude, that's such a dichotomy. I've been feeling myself kind of being pulled into this like type A personality of like, oh, I'm not doing enough. But I feel like I'm kind of stuck in this like type B reality where I'm just not doing enough. Where I'm still not, uncomfortable, and I'm not achieving anything from it. But I just have this like type A pull to where it's like mental torture, but I'm not actually doing the stuff like type A people will do. I don't know. Or maybe I am in the type A camp. It's just like I haven't seen the results from that, mental stress. I have no idea. I just feel like I'm in kind of like this what do they call it? Purgatory. I'm in this purgatory of being like stressed about doing better and whatnot, and then also I'm like stuck in the middle of these two poles of, like I said, wanting to do so much more, and then just being stuck not doing anything. So I have like the mental anguish and then the physical downsides as well. So it's like two negatives, bro. Oh man. But I think I'm starting to do better. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm done yapping now. I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna go to bed. It's getting late. New habit tracker. I think I've filled out probably at least 80% of it today. I think I didn't wake up at 6 a.m. I woke up at like 6:45. I'm kind of embarrassed about that, to be honest. But I also went to bed like hella late last night. 9:30, bro. Dude, I feel like one of my track teammates, he uses this analogy called, I don't know what my generation, does for like TikTok and stuff like that, but he said like unk status, where from what I understand, it's basically like you're just like, you seem like an old person. I'm an unk, I guess. Because it's like, bro, I go to bed at like 9:30, latest 10 o'clock, dude. 10 o'clock is like, bro, what am I doing? Wasting my life if I go to bed at 10 o'clock, dude. Man. I feel like it's so weird because, I'll talk to my friends about, like, yeah, or I don't think I don't even tell them, to be honest, but, they'll talk about, some people I know will talk about, oh yeah, I went to bed at like 2 a.m. It's like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life if you're up at 2 a.m.? What good things happen at 2 a.m., bro? I don't understand that. Maybe I haven't experienced any of those good things because I've been asleep, but I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Because I've stayed up super late before, and it's never panned out in a good way. I always wake up tired. I always wake up feeling like awful. And yeah. Dude, I remember, I'm just kind of ranting on at this point. I should probably wrap this up. But just real quick, I remember one night I stayed up until like 12 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m., something like that, just like watching like Minecraft videos or even like playing Minecraft and stuff like that. That's just nuts. I think it's pretty easy for us to dog on what we're doing now, especially if you're kind of like, you're trying to do self-development, you're reading books, you're journaling, you're going to the gym, that sort of thing. I think it's pretty easy for people to dog on themselves. Like I do this all the time, where it's like I'll dog on myself for, not doing this new habit. I'm going to bed late. I'm going to bed late at 9:30. I'm not waking up early enough at like before 7 o'clock, which for many people my age is like God forbidden too early, unless it's a school day. But give them any sort of holiday, they're waking up at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Some people, anyways. I'm not gonna speak for all teenagers and all people my age, but you know what I mean. It's like it's so easy to dog on ourselves, but I think, and like I don't want to cut myself too much slack to where it's like, oh yeah, I can kind of relax, but it's like just give myself a little bit of grace, and us a little bit of grace, just because if you're on the self-development path and you look back to where you were like a couple years ago, it's completely different. Like, dude, whenever I was 14 years old, I was a completely different dude. And that's so weird to think about. And it's like, it makes sense because I'm going through high school. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of changes, puberty and all of that stuff. But just imagine, like, had I not done any of the self-development stuff post, how old was that? Like 15, right? That's whenever I started, basically. Had I not started then, I have no idea where I'd be now. Like, yeah, I'd probably still go to the gym, probably still lift and be more athletic and stuff, but how much more, like, unintelligent would I be? How much more, like, stupid would I be? What other vices would I fall victim to? That sort of thing. So, yeah. I don't know. It's just kind of, it's good to think about that sometimes. You know, it's like how far you've come, the progress that you have made. And even though you're not making the same amount of progress that maybe you want in your life, that at least be happy that you're better off to where you were before, you know, to some degree. You know, at least you're more aware. Like, even if you haven't made that much progress, at least you're more aware, and that's a win in of itself. Is you're just more aware, so you can measure it, so you can succeed in the future, you know. But yeah. Dude, I got caught way off guard. Got caught in another weave, bro. It also reminds me of, like I was saying, the guy I was 3 years ago, dude. 14 years old, just going into high school. Completely different guy. So strange. I'm just thinking about that. I had a girlfriend at that time, bro. It's so weird. Before that point, I never thought like any girl would be interested in me. And to be honest, she wasn't, bro. In the beginning, she wasn't, bro. That's a story for a different time, though. To be honest, dude, that's just making me think about all the stuff that's happened throughout high school, bro. That's nuts. And now it's coming to an end. And I'm actually glad that I'm graduating high school, bro, because I'm tired of this. Tired of this nonsense, bro. Anyways, I've gone on for way too long. I'm sorry for wasting your time, man, if you found that to be a waste. But yeah, I'm done now. I'm gonna take a shower. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's day, 29, 30, something like that. Be a good day. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one, bro. Be better and have a W day. You should go subscribe.